Hello and welcome to day 4 of the challenge. So far we've been concentrating on strengthening our muscles in our arms, our legs and through our core, as well as increasing flexibility. And today, as well as doing those things, I want to introduce some balance. So obviously balance is important physically, but it's also important emotionally, intellectually and spiritually. It's something that we can call on when times are tough. To feel centered, to feel grounded is such a gift. And sometimes when we're practicing the balances in yoga, it actually helps us return to our center. So we're going to be looking at that today. So let's get started straight away, and we're going to start in child's pose today. So your knees will be out the width of your mat and big toes touching. So knees out the width of the mat, big toes touching. And lowering your chest and forehead towards the mat, forearms flat on the mat, fingers fanned out in front of you. Track your hips towards your heels. They probably won't touch, that's fine. And as you rest your forehead on the mat or on a fist or two fists if you'd like to make some space for yourself, just come to your center, come to a point of balance, a point of stillness inside yourself. Inhale and notice how your back body expands. And exhale, notice how your chest sinks further towards the mat. Inhale and notice your spine getting long. And exhale as you sink towards the mat. Inhale, deep inhale through your back body, filling up with beautiful fresh air. And open your mouth and sigh it out. Letting go of anything that has or hasn't happened today, this week, this month. And on your next inhale, push up and come to tabletop. Centered in your tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees under your hips, your feet pointing straight back, pressing into the ground, and hands fanned out, pressing through the fingertips and knuckles. We'll take a cat-cow here, inhaling and drawing a line up with your nose to the sky. Your belly drops towards the mat and your hips are high. Exhaling, chin to chest, rounding through the back for cat. Inhaling, shining your heart space forward, looking forward and up, hips shining towards the sky. And exhaling, pushing through the hands and tucking in the tailbone for cat. One last round. Inhale, stretching your nose up towards the sky, belly drops towards the mat for cow, and exhale for cat, chin to chest, navel to spine. Coming into neutral position, and before we leave tabletop, just bump your hips to the left and look over to the left, creating a stretch through your right side body. Come back to center, hips back to center, and then bump your hips to the right and look to the right. See if you can see your right hips. Feel that stretch through your left side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bump your hips to the left and looking to the left. Inhale back to center, and last time bumping your hips to the right and looking towards your right foot. Inhale back to center. Well done. Now stretching your right foot back on the mat, tucking in your toes and bouncing on your leg, sort of moving backwards and forwards, stretching out your hamstring. Feel that stretch all the way through the back of your leg. And then we'll put that right knee back down on the ground and go the left side, tucking in your left toes, straighten your left leg and bouncing on the left side, stretching those legs out. Wonderful. And bringing your left knee back under your left hip. Tucking your toes, inhaling, and on the exhale push your hips up to the sky, heels towards the mat for downward facing dog. So walk out your dog, bend your right knee towards you, left heel to the mat, and then alternate. Left knee comes forward, right heel to the mat. Just do that a few times to get used to downward facing dog for today, and then find some stillness. Heels disappear behind your feet, have a micro bend in your knees, hips tracking up towards the ceiling, chest and head towards your mat. Strong through your fingers and shine your elbow creases forward, shoulders away from the ears. Take a few breaths in downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, raise your right leg up to the sky, toes pointing to the floor. And on the exhale, bring that knee towards your chest, towards your nose, and then step it forward between your hands. Right foot is between your hands. Get it there however you can. And then lower your left leg to the mat, your left knee to the mat. So your right leg is in a square, your right knee is over your right heel, and your left knee is just slightly off center from your right foot. So you're on parallel beams, not on a single beam. Inhale, stretch your arms, pointing them forwards, and then slowly bring your torso up to vertical, hands above your head, palms facing, and press through your back foot and your front foot to create stability, scissoring your thighs together, low lunge on the right side. Inhale, stretch up, and on the exhale, rain your hands down to frame your foot. Plant your left hand on the ground. Inhale and stretch your right arm out to the side and up, pointing to the ceiling for a twist. Exhale and lower your right hand down so it's framing your foot. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, return your knee under your hip. Wonderful. Inhale. On exhale, tuck your toes, raise your hips, back to downward dog. Do the left side now. Inhale, raising your left leg up to the sky, toes pointing down, keep your hips level. Exhale, and on your exhale, bring in your knee to the chest, up to your nose, and then through to it till it's in between your hands. So your left leg is in a square, your left knee is over your left ankle, framed by your hands. Wonderful. Inhale, stretch your arms out in front of you and then raise your torso to the vertical. Hands are above your head, palms facing. Low lunge on the left side. Press through your left foot and the top of your right foot. Scissor your thighs together for stability and tuck your navel to spine to protect your lower back. Low lunge. Inhale and stretch up. Exhale, rain your hands forward to frame your foot. Plant your right hand this time firmly on the ground. Inhale, stretch your arm out to the side, up to the ceiling, and then on the exhale, bring it back down by your left foot. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring your knee back under your hip. Tuck your toes, and on your next exhale, point your hips up to the sky for downward facing dog. Walk your Your feet towards your hands, bending your knees. Torso lies on your thighs. Grab opposite elbows with the hands and just sway from side to side, ragdoll. Loosening the lower back, stretching through the hamstrings. Jaw is soft, neck is soft. Lower your hands to the ground. Tuck your chin into your chest and then roll up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Very slowly unwinding your spine until you come to standing, and then just roll your shoulders back a few times to create some space. Standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. So grounding through the four corners of your feet, two corners of your ankles, the base of your little toe and your big toe. Tailbone tracks back, shoulder blades together, palms facing forward to create space for your breath. And remember that imaginary thread, that imaginary golden thread, stretching from the crown of your head all the way up to the sky, creating more space in your spine. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Now we're going to try some of those balances I was talking about. So to start with, we're going to warm up our ankles. So grounding through the left foot, lift the right foot off the mat and just make circles with your right ankle. About 5 circles one way and then go the other way. Might hear a few clicks and cracks. And then put your right foot back on the mat. Grounding through that right foot, gently lift your left foot off the mat and circle your ankle and toes 5 times one way and 5 times the other way. And then return your foot to the mat. Wonderful. Now we'll do a modified tree pose. Ground through your left foot and put your right foot against your left ankle. You can keep your toes on the mat, or you might like to have them off the mat slightly. Look into the distance and find a spot that's static that you can focus on to create your sense of balance. Inhale and put your hands to heart center. And in this pose, just concentrate on your breath and that balancing point that you've located. Having your sight fixed on that point will anchor your balance. And on your next exhale, release your hands, release your foot, and just walk out your legs. They might have got a little bit stiff. Now we're going on the left side, tree pose on the left side, anchoring through your right foot, placing your weight in the right foot. Your left sole of your left foot is on your right ankle. Looking again at your point of balance. You might find one side is easier than the other. Inhale as you place your hands to heart center. And just focus on that point of balance. Just notice how your ankle is active, your right ankle. All the muscles are working in your right ankle to create that balance. Tuck your tail in, tall through the spine. And on your next exhale, release your hands and release your foot. Well done. And now coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. And now make your way down to sitting. In staff pose, Dandasana. And then slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, and on your exhale, bring your right knee to your chest, hugging your shin, pressing your thigh into your body. on your next inhale, stretch your leg long. Exhale, bring your left knee into your chest, hugging that shin in tight. And on your next inhale, stretch that leg long. Exhale, bring both knees into the chest, clasp your hands around both your shins and hug them in tight. Releasing your legs so your feet are on the ground behind your buttocks, knees in the air. Make a T with your arms. Inhale, and on the exhale, send both legs to the left, both knees to the left. Just let them fall. And look up at the ceiling, or if it serves you, look at your right hand. And just notice the stretch through your right side body. Inhale and send your breath to anywhere that's grabbing, anywhere that's calling for attention. Relax that area. Filling up your right lung with beautiful energy. And on your next inhale, navel to spine, bring your knees back to center. And on an exhale, drop your knees to the right side, looking up at the ceiling or at your left hand. Again, breathing through your left lung and sending any energy, any relaxing energy to areas that are pinching or causing you discomfort. On your next inhale, navel to spine, bring your knees back to center, head back to center, and then stretch your legs long. Allow your arms to be straight by your side, palms up. Drop your feet out to the side. And notice your breath coming in and out of your nostrils. Take a deep breath here, expanding through the abdomen, the chest, the shoulders. And then relax down as you exhale. Allow the body to integrate all the good work you've done today in your relaxation. Feet and legs are relaxed. Hands and arms are relaxed. Pelvis and abdomen is relaxed. Chest and shoulders are relaxed. Your neck, head is relaxed. Jaw and tongue are soft. Your eyes are soft. The skin on your face is soft. As your body relaxes, so the mind calms. If any thoughts intrude, just focus on your breath. If you'd like to stay here, just pause the video. Otherwise, when you're ready to come out of relaxation, introduce some movement to your fingers and thumbs and your arms. Move your legs. You might want to stretch long and curl in tight. And then roll to the side, allowing your arm to be a pillow. And when you're ready, push yourself up to sitting. Inhale, and on your exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today for day 4 of this challenge. I hope those balances have left you feeling a little different. I'll see you for day 5. Namaste.